everyone, it's Katie on Scrap for Your Life YouTube channel. Today I'm showing you a tour of my craft room, and I'm going to show you everything in the craft room except for the drawers and the embellishment boxes, and I will post a new video for what's in the drawers and the embellishment boxes, hopefully the same day I post this video, if not within a couple of days. So let's get started on the tour. Okay, I'm starting with the view from my dining room. We'll start out with the paper racks that I used to sell paper. I have those stored in there, and I haven't sold paper in a long time. And I also put some cardboard and some watercoloring books and canvas, various sizes of canvases in this part of the rack. And up in the box I have party ribbons and laces, loose laces in that box right there. And I come around, and my hallway is down that way. And right here is a storage unit I got from Target a long time ago, and it has 12 by 12 little drawers that pull out, and you can put like scrapbook paper in them. And on the top 4, I think it is, has little compartments. I have beads and my Dremel tool, little tools in there, and they're nice for taking out, and you can take them to your table or to a crop and then just bring them back. If you're not done, you put them back in until you can work on them later. And then on top of that, I have these hot boxes, and inside the bottom one is like moss and candlesticks and rocks, some stuff for floral supply, working on florals, and silk flowers in the top box. And there are like all different kinds of colors and stuff. I've had them for a long time. And then this canvas art is a picture of a girl, and I did mixed media on this, and it was for a sample for my 4-H class that I taught mixed media canvas art, and I plan to do more like hers. And it was the sample, but everybody else in the class did whatever they wanted, so they brought their own pictures and did them. And we'll come around. This is a cabinet that was in my husband's. He has a CD room. He collects CDs, and he didn't want the cabinet anymore, and he took another cabinet from the garage and replaced it. So I said, yeah, I'll take it. And so I put all my embellishments in the cabinet. I'll show you an overview. I have these storage boxes. On the next video, I'll be going through those. And just a cash register, 2 shelves in the back hold the various craft supplies, and these bins right here, those were from Big Lots, and they hold different craft supplies in there. And the flowers are from projects I've worked on recently. I just threw them in there. And in this box right here, and back there, and in this box, and in this container in the front are all packaging supplies that I use for packaging up swaps. And down below is a container with some flowers, different color flowers, some laces and doilies in that one. In the bottom is a tassels, some large tassels and some rope. And then there's a container with a bunch of brads. And then right down here is all the lettering. Sorry about that. All the lettering I have in folders, and in the box some staples in that box, and some ribbons in the box down there, and some rocks I'm going to be using for a project for Mother's Day. So I'll come back out. and go on the top of the cabinet, I have these 3 boxes. This one has some wood and chipboard, small things from like Michael's. This one has doilies, and the top one has some chalkboard, little like labels and heart chopboards that you can alter and stuff. And then behind here I just have a book that I did at one of the scrapbook expos, where they taught you how to do like the sprays on a manila folder, make a little mini book out of it. And on the other side I just have this little, it's like a little journal, and I taught a class in 4-H that was a smash book, and we just did little techniques that I taught the kids to do in little envelopes. So I just put them in this book as I did the techniques every month. We did a few. And I also have a little book I did for Scrapbook Expo in a class. It was an envelope book, and I keep that back there for now. Someday I'll put some pictures in it. And then on top, this is a teacup. It's a metal teacup. It didn't have the flowers in it, but I got that in Los Osos when I went to Morro Bay, and it was at a little antique store next to the cafe that we ate at. And I wouldn't recommend the cafe, but I like the vintage little antique store. It was nice. And the shelf behind it, I'm going to paint and make it kind of shabby looking, and I'm going to move the rubber stamps to someplace else. I haven't decided yet where they're going to go. Over here I have a dress form. It's a black wire dress form, a place that I volunteer for helping the homeless. They had got a donation, and they got this as a donation, the form, and they can only take like housewares and stuff. And so the guy I work with, he says, "Do you want it?" And I said, "Oh yeah, I want it." So I got that. It's black, but I'm going to paint it in a like dark pink kind of color. And she's just has the glitter tablecloth wrapped around her, and I put flowers, silk flowers and stuff in there that I'm going to work on or work with. And this is a bow that was on I made this for my small rose gold Christmas tree I posted on Instagram, and I just took it off and put it on her. And I named her Violet since it's a flower and she holds flowers, and it's also my grandma's name, so I named it after her. And I just have it's like a painting easel in that bag, and in the drawers down there I have spare notepads and stamp rollers from Stampin' Up, and in the bottom one I have some picture frames, some small ones. And then I use these little wooden bins from Michael's for decorating for the holidays. And I also posted on Instagram some of the Christmas ones I made for my centerpiece in my living room. And these are photo boxes, and this has a few craft supplies inside of it. I just hold some like wrapping paper, contact paper, shipping paper, and it's in a hamper, a wicker hamper that holds all the stuff in sticks, like bamboo sticks, and my grabber and any cylinder things that are in there. Fireplace that's in the corner, that's one of the reasons why I didn't like the living room in here, because it kind of took up the space kind of awkward. And I have this dresser that I'm going to refinish, and paint it white, and the knobs I think are going to be pink. I'm not sure exactly if I might do it pink and the knobs white. I don't know. I have to think about it. Inside the drawers I just have notepads and envelopes, and I have my bind it all stuff in there, and some party stuff in there, like napkins, straws, and cake sticks. And in the bottom 4 I have Stampin' Up! Wood stamps, and I'll show that on the next video, what's in my drawers. And then up here I have my, let me get the lights. I have my printer. It's a 13-inch printer. I haven't used it in a while. It needs 3 cartridges because it won't run without all 7 or 8, I think it's 7 or 8 cartridges. It won't run unless you have them all, and I'm missing 3. So I have these Paris boxes, have some in the bottom, it's wire and rubber bands and twist ties, and in the top is some ribbon I used to sell, and craft supplies in there, and craft supplies in there, some foam stamps in there, a project that I was working on a long time ago. I just put the materials in there, and Christmas like jewelry and trinkets are in there. Okay, I have a pin cushion basket that I made a long time ago. And then we'll come up here by the window. This is a clock that I made, and I did do a video on it, and like I said, the footage got lost on that, so I don't know what happened to it. I think my son erased it when he was in his 4-H photography. He took my disc, and that and my other updated craft video got erased. But I did this clock, and it was a picture frame from Michael's that had the heart in it, and then I took cardboard and cut it out for the top and put a little birdie up there. It's a paper birdie, and then I just put the scrapbook paper on it and put the little bird there, and take it down to the pendulums, and they're just crystals hanging, and that centerpiece came off of a fan, like a ceiling fan with some things that were gold wiring on it, and I just got a box of that stuff, and I took it apart and put them on there like that. Okay, we'll come around. And the bottle back there I want to alter. I think it's from the dollar store. And these are just some candles in a box. And these are little jewels and trinkets. I just take those to my table, the whole bowl to my table when I want to work on something. And this is a tassel topper that I made for my rose gold Christmas tree. It's on Instagram. I posted that if you want to go see the information on that. And in this bowl right here, I just have some lace appliques and trims that I keep in there. And then this is another candle. This is a picture a friend of mine made me for my birthday. One year we had a crop party for my birthday, and she brought it over. And then that clothespin, I have 2 videos, part 1 and 2, on my YouTube channel that you can go see that clothespin and all about that. And that chalkboard back there was from a mixed media, or a 4-H project that I did that was creative lettering with chalk, and that was the sample that I brought to begin with. And then there's a wire basket, a hat box with some craft supplies in it, and the dress form, both those dress forms I want to alter sometime. And I got this wire chair at a garage sale, and that little thing back there, my son went to the Dominican Republic for a missions trip, and he got that at a little sale downtown. And then there's this cabinet I got at a garage sale, and some little knickknacks I got online a long time ago. Candle holder, they're precious moments. And then on the top shelf I have 2 boxes up there, I have some craft supplies. The cylinder boxes have decorative heart plates in them, and the other box has some birds, some little crafting birds in it. And up on the top I have my cake topper from my wedding that was like 22 years ago, and the little cherubs went around the cake, so I just kept them. And then back there are some wine boxes I got for free, and some metal tin vases that I got from a garage sale. And that box right there has some craft supplies, and the watering can I got from a garage sale, and it holds some laces on some sticks. I rolled them around like some spools. Okay, that's all of the stuff on the thing. And now we'll start right here. I have my TV and my cable box and phone and router. All that stuff is on top of a shoe organizer and a closet organizer that I got from a garage sale. And in that box I have some contact paper in that garbage can. And under the table I have some canvases and some other storage boxes they have like teacups and ribbon and laces, yarn, and some memorabilia that I have, and some other craft boxes and stuff to alter. And there's my step stool, and this chair I got from a church garage sale. They were getting rid of like a lot of their chairs. And there's my crop bag and the other little bag I take sometimes. And then that garbage can is full of wine corks. And I don't drink, but I like to make craft projects with wine corks, so I had friends of mine gave those to me, and I also got some for like 50 cents at a garage sale. And some of them I think I got at a thrift store too. And so we'll come out here, and I have my tripod sitting there, and this is a farm table that I used to have in my kitchen like 20 years ago, so I moved it to my craft room now. And the mat I got from Tuesday morning. And so when I'm crafting, I'll sit over there, and I might have a friend sitting over here, or I'll move the chair and I'll film here or do projects here that are larger that I need to spread out more stuff. So coming on this side is my craft photo boxes that have old photos in them before the digital cameras that you printed out. And then this little cabinet here, the 4-door dresser, and it has like decorative scissors in it, some glitter, some foils, some other wood glues and glues, Elmer's glues, and I'll go through those drawers on my next video. And then I have my vintage die cutting machine that I got at Michael's, and thanks to Gina at ScrapForYourLife, because she put a video on saying they were discounting them down at Michael's for $24, so I ran and got it. And that was about years ago. I don't even know how long. Okay, so now I'm going to come around to the back where we have these papers that I used to sell that I need to go through. And this desk, it used to be in my living room, and it had a hutch, and now the hutch is in the garage. And so I put my cubes on top of there and my other containers. And then I just have some craft supplies in that cabinet. And there's shipping boxes and some canvases under there, and in that basket is old wedding memorabilia of mine that I don't have a place for right now. And underneath in the very, very back is my sewing machine, and this little chair, I'm not done refinishing it. It was a little kids chair, and I used to have one when I was a little girl, and it looked just like it. So I want to paint up the legs and put the fabric on it and refinish it, and it looked exactly like the one I had, so it's so cute. And in those drawers I have my files, my personal files, and just envelopes and some more CDs for the computer. And on this shelf that I pull out is my shipping scale. And then this shelf pulls out and I have some shipping supplies. And come back over here, I have some composition books that I either write in for ideas or I alter them. And then I have the mink foils in here, and the one mink foil right there. And I have some cardboard cereal boxes for making supply or mini books shoved back in there. And this is a photo board that I made, and I don't have no room for on the walls right now, but I made it as an example when I worked at Joann's teaching kids and adults craft projects. Okay, on these shelves right here are my personal papers. I keep them vertical, and my cardstock and project binders, those are all horizontal. And then some more personal papers back in there and up there that are vertical. And up here are the Costco storage containers that had 7 drawers in them. I have 4 going across, and I've put paper like inside the insides. I might change that out because I've had that color for a long time, and I might change it to something different. And I have to redo the labels for them. And I'll be going through all those drawers in my next video too for that. And then on the top I have all the craft boxes up there, hold like embroidery floss and little wood items and craft items that I don't need too often. Okay, now I'm going to come back around, and on my table I have my Sizzix Eclipse cutter and some Cricut cartridges, my laminator, and my mink machine. And I'll come back around on the other side where I have these cubes on the floor here, and they just have some craft books and some, I think that's a mini wood saw in that box. And those are Dollar Tree children's books for altering, like making mini books out of, and some photo tutorial books, and just other books. There I have extension cords inside that carrying bag, which I never liked that carrying bag, so that's perfect for it to hold those. And more books that some of these books I can pull out like old book pages to make altered items and journals, and more crafting books down there. My crafting books I don't want to get rid of. I got this cabinet at a garage sale, and there's a teacup with some more lace on the little sticks, and a sewing machine, a mini one, and some appliques. And in those drawers right here are just some containers with some Q-tips and some wipes and things, sponges for mixed media. And then over here I have this container that houses a couple of dish towels, some more containers, some paper plates, and some sponge cleaners, and some racks for drying things on, and a garbage can, little mini garbage can there. And then these sewing machine boxes I got from a garage sale for $5 for both of them. And back here I have a little carrying case that holds glue sticks and scissors and tape runner and pins for like if I have to go to like a stamp party or something, or a crop, a short crop, that I'll just take that with me. And then my paper towels are back here, and my bind it all machine is right there. Back up here, and I'll show you my 2 boxes have mixed media supplies in them. I have my gesso and Mod Podge, chalkboard paint, some regular paints, some alcohol and hairspray and modeling paste, and some acrylic sealer in there. Now I'm going to come over here around to this paper rack is on the other side, and it just has more papers that I've sold in the past, and some calendars and decoupage stuff. I put in some of those little shelves. And up there is in this one I have some raffia and twine and stuff like that that are loose, and over there I have loose ribbons and laces also. And that's my kitchen as you come around there. The kitchen area goes all the way around to where we came in the dining room. It goes all the way around. And there's my front door. And then this cabinet is a cabinet I got from Target. And that was a long time ago. And I have I'll start right here. These are envelopes and cards. And some rub-ons. Some small mixed media and embellishments, and this is some more like chipboard and frames and embellishments in there. And these are mostly thickers. There's a few stickers in there, but mostly thickers, and these are regular stickers. And I like to go through and just flip up everything as I go, trying to find whatever I need in those. And then down below I have my Cricut, and I have some note cards, and then mostly journals are all behind there. And down here I have my mini Canon printer that I can take anywhere with me, and I have a scanner that needs to be fixed, and it's a photo scanner. And then these 2 boxes, just some clip art and stuff that I cut out. If I don't use it for a project, I'll put it in there for later and use it on something else. Then I have my Xyrons down there, both of those, the sticker maker, laminator. And then coming over here, I have shoved in this crack is a foam boards and poster boards. Okay, let me come over here to the bottom drawer of this cabinet. I have mini books in there, and paper bags and gift bags in there. And on top of this table I have my purple cow cutter and my Fiskars cutter, and I really still love that purple cow cutter after 10 years I've had that. And then I have laces and trims. Some I got on eBay and some I got at garage sales or other places. They're really pretty. And then up here it says warning glitter zone, because that is true. I have glitter all the time, going everywhere all the time. And then down under this cubby I have some shipping boxes and another chair from that church sale that I bought. And in that drawer down there I have my dies, my circle cutters, and some embossing folders. and the plate for like cutting plates for the die cutting machine. And then in this drawer I have some acrylic stamps and clear stamp sets and stamp blocks and some foam stamps and some daubers and some chalks that I use. And then there's my cup holder from Creative Memories a long time ago. And inside that little crack there, I keep some poster board and some shipping supplies, and I think there's a frame in there. And I'll come up. These drawers, I just redid these drawers, and the video should be up for the tutorial at the same time as this one. I used paper napkins from the Dollar Tree to decoupage them, and I painted the knobs. They were a brushed nickel and I painted them white. These were the Jetmax drawers that have the little silver handle, and I never liked those handles, so I wanted to change it. The white cabinets look drabby, so I wanted to change it up. And so you can see that tutorial if you want to go look at that. And I have in the 4 cube drawers, it was like this 12 drawers, has my various ribbons, and I will go over that in the next video. And in this side there's 6 drawers that go. This one has glue sticks, rubber gloves, dust masks, and clamps. And these 2 drawers have rhinestones and eyelets and other bling. And then this drawer has shipping tape, and this drawer has various glues, all kinds of glues. And this drawer, the bottom one, has tape runners and pop dots and stuff like that for paper crafting. Here on the cubes above the shelf, these drawers, they have all my paper pads all the way across, and I got a lot of these paper pads from a scrapbook store that has a garage sale every year, and they were like $1 or $2 a piece. So a lot of them came from there, and some of them came from the Michael's Hot Buys and Hobby Lobby's 50% off sales, and Scrapbook Expo. I think I got some heartfelt creations from them. And then in these 3 Cubbies I have paper kits and some specialty papers in there. And then we'll go up. And this is just some carrying cases I take to like Scrapbook Expo, carry stuff in, and some cardboard, some mulberry paper, some patterns for paper crafting. These 2 albums are not done. And this one is this box has my wedding memorabilia in it and some wedding photos. And then I have clipboards here and some wood items in there and some, I think it's cardboard in there, and then another 2 carrying cases, and then some 8 by 11 empty folders in that one. And then at the very top I have, in that box is some computer and crafting CDs, and all the rest of the boxes have craft materials in them that I don't use too often. Okay, and I'll come down this cabinet down here. The top is a drawer and it has all my office supplies in it, and the bottom is a cupboard, and it opens up. It's a fake drawer looking thing, and it has my light table and my cropping bags in it. And then down here I have my garbage can that I use. It was a laundry hamper, and I've had it for 10 years, and I really love that because it holds a lot of garbage scraps before you have to empty it. And if I need to pull it in places, it goes in and out because it conforms. It's like spring spring-loaded. And then down there is an art bin that I used to have some supplies to carry to Crots, but I don't go to Crots too much anymore. So I took everything out and put it in my cupboards. And then I have some knee pads in there for when I do refinishing projects and I have to get on the floor. And then I have things that I made in that one over there that I just keep in there. I might sell them, paper crafts and stuff like that. And there's a file cabinet down there and a bag of stuff that I need to shred in there, and there's my shredder. And this is a spray box that I use my sprays to spray things with. And I'll come up. Right here is a 12 by 12. Each cubby is 12 by 12, and there's 9 cubbies, and it's from Better Homes and Gardens. And I'll show you what's in there. I have my tape dispenser. These are some little clippies that I got from the Dollar General for holding stuff when I need to clamp, like glue stuff together. And then I have some 6x6 paper pads and some 4x6 paper back here, little mini papers here, some burlap, and then I have some CD, I think it's DVDs for my Canon camera and scrapbooking stuff in Photoshop. And then this is my flower shaping kit from Heartfelt Creations. And in this binder I have stencils. I keep the stencils in here. I'm looking for a better solution, but for now I have all my stencils inside the page protectors. So I just flip through there to get those stencils out. And I'm going to leave that right there for now because it won't go back in. And then in the next cubby I have my score pad, my Tim Holtz stamp platform, my heat tool, my glue gun, and my fuse tool are back in this bin. There's a little tray for putting like beads on or something when I'm working on them, and a bunch of mats and chalkboards, and there's a big huge ruler thing and a cutting board, and there is a envelope punch board that I use, and a Creative Memories wavy cutter tool. And right here I use this little thing for beads also when I'm working, and all these are like empty chipboard albums and stuff like that to alter. And back there I have some journals with ideas for crafting that I keep, and some Kleenex box back there. And then the next shelf up I have a little bottle I want to alter sometime, and a little portable ot light, and that came from Tuesday morning. And these are papers, manuals, and like packaging that my dies came in. And then I just have some sunglasses back there. This is a big clip I use sometimes to clamp something, and some more idea books that I wrote ideas in. And then over here, this little notepad purse holder, and some white paper cardstock that I keep here, sometimes for scratch or cutting or for cards. And then I just have some magazines here. These are like old embellishment magazine things, and I have a chalkboard coloring book that I used for my 4-H project, and a calligraphy book for the lettering. And I bought this chalk book for the project also to teach, so I can go through that. And then some cork boards and some grunge board back there. This little holder came from Tuesday morning. You can put your cards in there when you're for standing up, anything that you want to stand up in there. And next one is the mini embossing folder machine from Sizzix, and another stapler I got from Tuesday Morning, and these are little clippies. These are some butterfly calendar and flower calendars for using on collage, and an 8x8 paper pad, and all these are 6x6 papers that I got like 20 years ago on QVC. And across the top is all my photo albums or scrapbook albums that I've made. These two are my wedding albums, and I did a couple of mini albums in there. And there's some family albums, the old family albums over here, and I think these are empty, and some page protectors. And I moved all these from my living room. They were in a cubby on the floor in my living room, so I moved them because last year we got a flood warning. It wasn't really going to affect us this far. We're close to a river, but the other river was a little further that was flooding. But just because we got the flood warning, I got to thinking I don't want to have these on the floor where they can get messed up if we ever did have a flood. So I moved them to my craft room on the top shelf. And then I have a mini album up there that I made for when I was pregnant, and then right after I had my son, and I made that little mini album. And then on that side I made a Disney, it's a little mini album, but it was an autograph book that I made. We took my son when he was 6 to Disneyland, and I made the book ahead of time and put like mats on one side and pictures on the other, and where the character was going to sign, we left it where he could sign it, and then on the same page we come back and put a picture of when they took the picture together. We had him, I had it on the same page, and we took markers to match, so we gave each character a different color marker for the page they had. And then I just have some knickknacks up there, and then up here I just have a wind chime with some little ornaments that Michael's had. Let's see if I can. The chandelier and the fairy girl. And some more wind chimes and business card holder. This was from a swap from my scrap room from Gina at Scrapinology. We did like a kitchen food recipe swap. I did these two. One was Chinese chicken salad and one was cheese ball, and the recipes are inside there, and then the other recipes are on the ring from the other girls in the swap. And then back here I have my Scrapbook Expo lanyard from when I went to Scrapbook Expo. Most of these came from 2016 because I spent the whole weekend there cropping, and then I went last year just to shop and this year just to shop. I didn't stay in the crops. And then over here I have my Ot light, and the Michael's cabinet is right there, and I have my paints in there, and just knickknacks and flowers and butterflies and some more butterflies and some lettering in there. And I have just Mickey Mouse up there and my iPod speakers right there. And sometimes I still listen to an iPod because I have all that music on there and I don't want to transfer it or anything. So, and just some things hanging I got from the dollar store a long time ago. And then this calendar I use to, after I'm done, I'll tear off the sheets and I'll save the sheets for using the backs of it for crafting on, as a mat or something to work on. And let me give you an overview of where I sit and craft. And I set this table up this way because not only to be able to see where my friend is sitting and crafting and we're talking when I'm crafting, but also because when my son was younger, he would get up in the middle of the night and I'd be crafting, and he'd come into the room and my back would be facing the door, and he'd sneak up on me and scare me half to death. And sometimes my husband would do it too. And so I decided I'm going to make sure that I set up my space where I'm not having my back against the door or facing the door, and that I can see who enters the room so I won't be scared. So let me come over here. I'll move the chair. Down here is my regular tools like screwdrivers and hammer and stuff like that. And this one is my address books and some small photo papers, 4x6, and some family video discs. And in the bottom is computer. It's like computer cords and camera cords and all kinds of stuff. Under the desk, I've got it just where I have enough leg room because everything has to be stored. My grandma's old sewing box, someday I'll alter it. It's just made out of that plastic, but I'm gonna do something to it someday. And then, you know, I don't even know what's in that container. I have to get that out and look at that. More laces and tulle, and some more packaging that I kept under there, some more seat covers or cushions. And I use this stool to put my feet on. And under here is a lot of things like picture frames and things I don't need too much of. You know, I just need it every once in a while. Cardboard and certain things like that. And up here I have my mail. It's like this little mailbox thing, and I got that at a garage sale, and sometimes I put coupons in it. The ones that come like Michael's or something like that, Joann's. And then this little altar birdhouse I did when my family got together to watch the Super Bowl, and all the girls were like, I don't want to watch Super Bowl, let's do something crafty. So we took birdhouse and altered it. And then all of the jars that have my silk flowers still in it. And I'm going to show you this down here. We'll start at the bottom of the cabinet. I have like some buttons back in there and some colored chalk and some, I think this is 1x1 little mini pieces of paper that I got from QVC a long time ago. And then this is an old eyelet setter, and I have these, I guess you can engrave the letters with it, so I kept that there. And then I have this book from a garage sale. I just kept it for, or I got it for altering, and there's some buttons back there in a bin, and some pastel markers, coloring pencils, and I got these from Ross coloring pencils. And then this little tray for putting beads in. And then in this drawer I keep my inks and my mini camera and some label machine refills. And then I have these little mini stamps. I just put this here not too long ago because these were in the drawer and I wasn't using them. So I decided to put them right here so I can see if I want to make some stuff with them. And in this drawer, some more little mini things, my iPod and little electronical things. And then this box right here, I have all my bling, and I keep it right next to my table so I can go through all the packages to see what bling I want to put on something. And then I have this mini Creative Memories cutter that I got like 20 years ago, and then this label machine by Brother, and these are some ribbons that are in here, and some like eyelash trim and some other yarn, colorful yarns trims there. Okay, Okay, and let me come back over here. And then this is where I sit, and I have these craft mats. This is a glass mat I got in like, I think it was like 2004. And it came with this little cutter thing, circle cutter thing, but I don't use that. So, but I like crafting on this craft mat. Back then I didn't. I was scrapbooking more, and it didn't really, didn't really want to use it. And then now I brought it out not too long ago, and I love using it for making stuff on, because I guess nothing sticks to it, and it's kind of nice. But this is a basil mat. It's for spraying sprays on, and they wipe up really easy, or mixing different paints and sprays together. And then I got this mat for Tuesday morning, and this mat from Walmart. And I don't know why I need so many mats. It's funny. Okay, and then so I set up my desk to where everything is in arm's reach. All my tools, all my pins, everything. I can just reach over and grab something. So I'll start right here. I have like little flower centers, the prills and the centers right here from Heartfelt Creations, and some perfect pearls, and some dollar store eyeshadow that I was using for shimmering, and some Nuvo drops, some sprays. There's about 4 different companies I think I have of sprays, sanding blocks, all my stickles. I only use like Stardust, Diamond, and Crystal the most, and I hardly use the colored stickles. And I almost dropped my camera, sorry. And then embossing powders and dries clear glue that I keep right there, and more. These are the Tattered Angels sprays, and some I got from Scrapbook Expo, but a lot of them I got recently from Tuesday morning. And then I have Recollections pins and other pins in the background there. It's like Tomo markers. Those are markers too. And some Winkostella. And I think I have one black Copic marker, and that's all I have of the Copics. And then I have my ATG gun. And back here I have my Zutter crop corner cropper and a mini crocodile. I keep all my scissors here. This is my Xyron, and some little punches, that little tiny circle punches. And this is my corrugator, my brayer, some mixed media things. This is my tagger gun for tagging things on. And then I have palettes and sea sponges and the water cups down in there. And there's a mold here for like doing plaster of Paris. And over here I have these little drawers that have credit cards, or not credit cards, but gift cards for using on mixed media, like scraping things and stuff. And then I have the little photo white thing and some erasers and more of the sanding blocks, and this little thing that gets off the glues from stickers, and some chalks, and my remote, and some calendars and a notepad. And I have this little mini light, and Creative Memories cutters, Tim Holtz distresser, and this little perforator, and some, I have these pins and needles. I usually keep one needle with some thread on it, longer than that usually, but that way I can sew some lace if I need to real quick. And the tweezers and stylus and pokers, and there's a spoon for glittering, and more tweezers, flashlight, and these little toothpicks that are metal. I use those a lot for taking glue off of things that, like the overspill of glue. this little pebble that says organize, and wood toothpicks in there, and then this little paper piercer that I can never live without, because this is my number one tool, and I love this tool, and I use it for so many different things. Okay, and then this mat is a silicone mat that I just got from the Scrapbook Expo, and you can put your glue gun on it, and that way it won't glue won't drip and burn on your table. And then I got this little wagon. Somebody was throwing it out down the street, and I told my husband, go get it for me. And this broke off, and one of the legs in the back broke off, so I fixed it. And then I took the Dollar Tree little cups that you can get in the office supply part and put them in there, and then I put all my tools and paintbrushes and wire cutters and a spray bottle of water in there, and my rulers are right here. And then I have my large crocodile and a long stapler, so I can staple the middle of books if I need to, like mini albums. And then in this little hole back here, I keep my yardsticks, a metal one and a wood one. And then this pink organizer, I had tools in this on the last video, but I decided to change it out and put my pens, since I put my tools in that wagon. And I have my Sharpies, my gel pens, black Sharpies, and my regular pens, my highlighters, my watercolor pencils, and some metallic pencils, and some colored pens, and some regular pencils in that one. And all the cups were like gifts from people, so I put them in there. And I think that's all of my room. Oh wait, I didn't show you these drawers. This one's glitter, this one's stamp pads, and the bottom one is like my Dremel tool, and a saw, and a bow maker, and a ribbon iron, and some other plug surge protectors. And then this one is shipping bags and baggies, and that one is my punches, and the bottom one is my Xyron refills. Okay, that should be the end of everything. Okay, so let me go back and give you an overall view of the room once more. And my living room is way over there where my craft room used to be. Okay, if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so you know when I'm posting. And if you like this video, like it. And go check out my other videos that I have, and leave a comment, and if you have any questions, leave it in the comments. And so that's all for today, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.